Hi everybody, Carol here. Welcome. Today I have a card for you that is made from these papers, which are from Authentique, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to start out with two same size sheets of cardstock, and these are 8.5 by 4 1/4. And then I'm going to make a couple of more things, and I'll come back to them later. There will be a tab, and these need to be scored, these sheets, at the 1.5 mark and the 3-inch mark. And that mark right there is going to be a mountain fold, and the first one is going to be a valley fold. So since I have been told that it folds better on the score mark, I turned that first one over and do it for a valley. And of course, I could have just left off the first mark, but I was just trying to show you how that looked as far as being 1.5 and 3. So I'm folding these on as a valley fold, and then the other one as a mountain fold, and folding them up here accordion style. And so then I will do the same thing on this one. There's the mountain fold, the second one, and I'll go back and do the valley fold. This card is called a wiper card, and you'll see why in a minute. There's something that is going to pop up and look like a windshield wiper. Now here's the little tab I was talking about. It's only 1.5 by 3 inches. Those are the cutout measurements, and then we're going to make a mark at the 1.5 inch mark, or place, I should say, on the 3-inch side. And that will come. That is very important. That is where we're going to make a diagonal fold from this 1.5 inch, which is half of that length, of course, and up to the corner. And so I'm getting at my ugly ruler and going to draw a line. I've tried scoring it first and I couldn't seem to get it accurate, so I'm going to score this in a minute, but trying to line it up. It doesn't look as if it was lined up here, but from the point of the pencil lead it does line up. So that becomes very important. And then this got off screen, but now I took it back to the scoreboard so that I could make a good crease. And I'm just, it's slippery being so small, so I'm just doing it in little strokes there to get that crease. And I will fold that as well. And you can see down in the corner I got totally off screen, but anyway, that is how it turns out. And I will put glue. I went ahead and applied it, but this is repositionable glue if you let it dry, Tombow Mono Multi. And I wanted to show you that how that folds down, in this case to the back. Put the glue on it, it is dried, it is repositionable. Now you might think, well, where do I know where to place this? It goes on the center fold. Now this is the back of the card, keep that in mind, you'll see more of that later. And then line up that pencil mark or that end of the fold to the edge of the paper. And this is the top of the paper. This was the top of the card, I should say, where this is overhanging, and it will fold down, as you will see in a minute. This is the wiper part of it. And so that crease enables it to fold down, which you will see. It'll make sense if you haven't done one of these before. So the glue goes down up against, I'm having to rearrange it because it's not really lining up with that fold, and I couldn't fold it properly, so I had to move it over just a hair. So again, that diagonal goes from one crease line to the other crease line, and then the halfway mark, the 1.5 inch mark, is at the top of the card. Now keep in mind, this is the inside of the card, and it is actually the back of the card at this point. But I'll put it together here in a minute. And so you put glue on either end. The second card is exactly the same, but the folds are on the left hand side. So I'm going to line it up. This is actually going to fold down. That's the valley fold, and then this one the same way, or I should say that end of it, and then the other one will line up the same way. And I'll try to get it lined up here. Get it secure, and I could have glued that whole entire little wing down there, but this is how it works. Now again, this is the back of the card, but you will see as you press that down, it all tucks away. So I'm just giving that a good rub so it'll be secure. And now I'm going to bring in the little part that shows up, that pops up on the wiper part. So I'm giving it a little extra, trying to get it some muscle memory there to get it to fold, and it will. By the time you get done with all of this and let it sit for a while, it just gets where it just tucks in so nicely on its own. But right now it's pretty heavy cardstock, so it's kind of having to be trained. But now I've flipped it back around, and here is the front of the card. The pop-up is on the left hand side. So here comes, this is a little Valentine card. I haven't said that yet, and but you could tell by the papers that these are Valentine papers. And so I'm going to see where to place that. I want it to be at the top of the card so it'll make all clearance, and so that's how I'm determining where to place that. Now of course I knew it would be too wide and there would be an overhang. The right hand side goes in, no problem, it's all tucked away, but the left hand side of the little girl, she doesn't make the clearance when you fold the card up. So I'm going to have to cut something off. It's not really even noticeable. I'll have to cut off that little tip there of her hand in the Valentine. So I'm going to fold it up so I get it's easier to handle and to get a more accurate measurement. And again, you can barely see that, and I'm sorry, I was intent on my surgery here. Just clip that off, and that's all there is to it. I do go back. Her hair is still sticking out, and I probably could have left it. I did leave a little bit, but I didn't want to just ruin her hair. But I did cut a little bit off, and I cut it actually with a little bit of a curve to kind of make it look more realistic instead of just a flat straight line. So I'm kind of curving it a little bit. You may not can tell. And then there's a little point that was left there, so I wanted to kind of cut that little point off. And then the back of the red tab was showing also, and I thought that wasn't necessary, so I trimmed off the red cardstock that was peeking out from behind her hair there in her head. And believe it or not, that's it. It actually works. It folds out really cute. I think I intend to make more of these. I've seen a lot of them, and they come in all shapes and sizes, and I'll probably make some in different sizes. And so I'm going to use this long paper clip to kind of keep that from buckling up, which you want it to do, you want it to be able to do, but right now I need a flatter surface. And so I'm going to bring in some papers to decorate the front of the card. This is the front. The two little folded sides over there are going to be the sides. I'll do something with that in a minute. So start out with just some plain white, just showing that I've already put the glue on it and it's been sitting aside to dry in case I do need to pull it up and reposition it, which I'm notorious for doing. And seems I can't get it straight the first time. And then here comes a piece of the patterned paper from the collection. I've had this collection a long time and just have not used it. And so it's a shame when that happens, but sometimes the season or the little holiday just gets by all of a sudden, and the time is gone and you realize, oop, too late. So anyway, then a piece of black for a backing paper here to make a little edge for the cute little girl. So I will line her up, close her down, and remove the paper clip. This is the card, except I'm going to still do a couple more things. So again, it's still stiff, but it will, I don't know if you'd say soften up, but it'll get used to its shape, and it'll fold down better as time goes by. So that's what it looks like, and that's the wiper card. It pops up when the recipient opens their card. So I'm putting this paper clip on this again to just help it keep its shape, get used to it. You could put a heavy weight on it if you wanted to. And then so I decided on one of those folds on the front side that would show. This came from the kit, the little saying, the little sentiment there. And I'm going to put some glue on it there, take it back apart for just a second. It's already starting to fold better. And then attach this on the little back side. Of course, it'd also be a good place to put some of that really pretty pattern paper. Get that down, and it just adds more dimension. It shows off the dimension of the card, because you see that in the back and go, oh, there's more to this. Pull it out, and that's the way it works. Such cute paper and such a cute design. Whoever thought of this? So anyway, now I'm going to put a piece of paper on the back. I got to thinking there's no place to write a note to the recipient or whatever you wanted to put on that. You could make that a card actually that folds closed, so that if you had something private you wanted to say. And so anyway, that is the end product. It'll stand up by itself if you just want to set it out on a desktop or on a mantle. Some people put their cards on the mantle, and it's very sturdy. And now that card just pops open and closes back down very easily. It's finally gotten trained to it, so that's the way it goes. So I hope you enjoyed this. I got such a kick out of making it. Really excited to make another one. And I really do thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and hope to see you again real soon. Until then, bye-bye.